itsrox with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6, Episode 11. So, let's get to the show. First things first, Kenya's daddy is a hater, ain't he? I was like, what kind of fuck shit he on? As soon as the nigga stepped foot in Atlanta, he was complaining. I mean, who gets in the car? It immediately starts up on your daughter's feet, okay? Especially knowing that, the big talk was about Portia calling her ashy. He get in there and say she got big ashy feet and starts pointing out corns and shit. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, he was special from the very beginning. And so they drive out to the house, and as soon as he get in the door, he complaining. Whose taste is this? I hate it. Who decorated this house like this? I don't like it. Why you got these hardwood floors? I hate them. Whose idea was it to put this chair right here? I was like, motherfucker, if you don't get your ass somewhere and sit down and shut the fuck up. You don't really like Kenya all that much, but I mean, like, damn. How you just gonna be the daddy and talk about your daughter like that? I guess Bravo thought that they was gonna have a daddy come there and they was gonna have a heart-to-heart, daddy and Kenya. But I don't think daddy is really about that life. Kenya, she get to telling him how she really wants to resolve the issues with her mother. We get a little tear here and there. And the dad was like, listen, I done told you already that you need to let that go. We was young kids. Your mama said she ain't want to have nothing to do with you. And Kenya was just kind of looking. I was like, well, damn. I know we really do fault the mom for Kenya being so fucked up, but I would be willing to bet that daddy got a hand in her fucked upness too. He is not really the supportive, doting father, like, and the way she was all, my daddy is coming to visit. Okay, girl, I was like, what you so happy to be around his old complaining, hating ass. All I know is that in the 15 minutes that we done known old daddy Kenya, the motherfucker's an asshole. Nene and Cynthia come over a little later, I guess to meet the dad and to see her new house or whatever. And when they get there, there's a Bentley out front, convertible Bentley. Although when Kenya went to go pick up the daddy from the airport, she picked him up in a Range Rover, correct? Okay, so I don't know. I guess the car rental people then swung the damn convertible Bentley in the driveway just in time for Nene and Cynthia when they get there. So, they was like, oh, whose car is this? They get in the house and she was just like, girl, whose car is that out there? Here go Kenya with her man, her special friend. I was like, girl, that special imaginary friend you got sure do a lot for you. She was just like, well, I have my ways or something like that. And Nene was like, bitch, please, we know you broke. So, whose car is it? The daddy starts laughing. And I really knew that. I was just like, now, how you just gonna laugh at the way they clowning your daughter? That's what I knew. I was over Daddy Kenya at that point. They talking or whatever, and the dad tells Nene that he don't feel that a woman should tell a man what to do. And Nene was like, well, honey, good thing you ain't met a Nene Leaks. Because I got Greg waiting out in the car right now. We going to be here for 4 hours. I bet you Greg's ass will sit there, too. That Greg is a professional husband, ain't he? He's a professional Nene Leaks husband. That's his job. That's what's on his business card. And the dad was like, no, if you was my wife, you would be right there next to me because I treat you like a queen. And he kind of walk off. I was like, what? What's wrong with Daddy Kenya? He's just a strange man. He walks off. I was just like, yeah, maybe he don't need to be on the show. So, they talking whatever. I guess Kenya thought that Nene and Cynthia was going to help her paint. They was like, bitch, I don't know. Somebody told you wrong. Ain't nobody fixing to be fucking around with no walls painting. This your house, not ours. And then they start talking about, different things. Candy's play. Kenya's kind of teasing Nene, asking why she don't want to be in the play. And Nene's just like, I'm not going to be in the play. Okay, I'm not planning on being in the play. Even if I'm not busy, I'm not going to be in the play. And, I guess I can't blame Nene. I mean, you go from a hit TV show that's on, national television to doing like a Chitlin Circuit type play. Now, I'm not saying Chitlin Circuit in a bad way. I'm just saying that Chitlin Circuit meaning like, all these smaller plays that still do well enough, okay? There's a lot of little small plays that travel around that, the black church audience crowd like to go to. Candy could, maybe do well doing those plays. I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way, but I'm just saying it's not a Broadway. It's off, way off, down the street, turn the corner, go down 5 miles, keep on going, back, off Broadway play. But yeah, it wouldn't really help Nene's cause. I mean, why would she do a play like that when she's already been, Hollywood? That wouldn't look good on her resume. So I don't blame her. That's it with Kenya. That Kenya got a fucking wild ass hyena laugh. She'd be like, why, Nene? Why you not gonna do it? I was like, Girl, if you don't shut up. So Mallory, we know Mallory is there. Let me ask y'all a question. Do we like Mallory? I was okay with Mallory the first season that she came on. You know, she just kind of seemed like the concerned sister. Then by the second season when she was still there, it got to the point where I think we was had enough of Mallory. You know, she was kind of overstepping her boundaries and really being way too concerned. But I still didn't get to the point where I don't like her. But I think that I don't think I like Mallory, y'all. Okay, because she about that bullshit. And I know that you guys going to be down in my comments and saying shit like, you know, she's just looking out for her sister and this, that, and the other. And that's all fine and good. Okay, let's separate how we feel about Peter. Okay, take Peter out the picture. And let's just talk about Mallory. It's not her place. Okay, so even though Peter is got his fucked up ways or whatever, let that be Cynthia's problem. That has nothing to do with Mallory. And I think that she's really too in the sauce. Way too in it for now. Cynthia tells Mallory, you know, that since she's here, gonna be here for 2 months, I guess it's decided that she is going to be there, that she is going to give her this trunk show, okay, because Mallory makes these beaded jewelry and all this shit. So, you know, Mal's grateful for that, and then Mal starts talking about, you know, how did Cynthia and Peter's night go the other night with them arguing. See, this is the first problem here, because why are you even concerned? See, this is why Cynthia shouldn't, you know, it's just the way everybody feels about each other. That right there should be the reason why you shouldn't be talking to them about your marriage, okay? Because what is Mallory gonna tell you positive when she don't like your damn husband? So Peter comes in the room, okay, and Mallory is just like, look, let me tell you something, Mr. Peter. I didn't really feel right about, you know, you saying how you felt about me being here for 2 months. Excuse me, bitch? Peter was like, well, let me tell you something, okay? The fact that my wife didn't have sense enough to talk to me in private about whether or not you should be here for 2 months, okay? If she wanted to spring that shit on me in public, then you got the fucking reaction in public, okay? She said that shit in front of you, so I don't really know what else you want me to do. But he was like, but it don't have nothing to do with you, okay? The problem is, me and Cynthia got some issues going right now. And then Mal goes, oh, what you mean, like the sex thing? And I was like, okay, see this right here? Okay, first of all, now you really trying it. Because don't be telling shit that I done told you to my man. Okay, if me and my man is having some issues and I come up to you in private and tell you some shit, okay, that don't mean you're supposed to throw the shit back in his face when he come around like, what the fuck am I telling you for? If you gonna go say it to him, I could have said that shit. You're just starting shit, and you gotta be smart enough to know. Ain't no man want to have a discussion about their damn dysfunctional sex life with somebody that they don't know. A woman, I mean, you know, all ego and all that, like, what? And Cynthia, instead of Cynthia really trying to get control of that, Cynthia was just like, you know, no, I don't know what's going on with our sex, okay? And he was like, well, we go to sleep mad at each other. And she was just like, no, we don't be mad all the time. He was just like, okay, I don't really know whose bed you sleeping in, who you married to, but we got an issue here. She was just like, well, I just feel like you don't sex me down like you used to. You know, we used to do it all the time. You used to always want to do it and this, that, and the other. And he was just like, okay, well, where's that woman? Okay, we ain't had that woman. I ain't seen that Cynthia in a month of Sundays, okay? And Cynthia was like, well, she making a comeback. And I was like, bitch, if you knew any better, you would hurry up and get that bitch back, because it looked like Peter got 1 foot in your door and another foot in somebody else's ass, okay? And I don't mean fighting. Peter and Cynthia and Mallory, y'all, I'm telling you, Mallory, that child wears on the very last nerve. I don't know how they gonna make it through 2 months. Candy and Todd are talking about the play and all, and how she's excited about how it's going to come out. And Todd is feeling a little apprehensive. He's like, look, there's a lot that goes on with plays, a lot that, you know, it takes a lot to run these things and manage them and get them done right. And, you know, we don't really know too much about it. And she was just like, well, that don't really mean anything, because when we do something, it always turns out great. So I was like, no, it always turns out. I don't know about great. And she was just like, what do you mean? He ignored that, you guys, and he went straight into, look, I got offered a position working on this traveling, international traveling show, and, you know, it's in New York. I need to go out there and talk to the people about it, and if I do get the job, then, you know, I'm going to be gone 6 months. 6 months? Are you going to help me with the play if you gone 6 months? And then the waterworks started coming. I was just like, oh, y'all, here we go. Candy with the broke broke up cry. We've been arguing a lot lately, and all I'm starting to hear a lot about is you talking about all these different jobs. So if you want to go, then go. Don't make me be the reason why you stay for the play. I don't want everybody to say because Candy won't let you do something, don't let the play be the excuse for holding you back. Poor Candy. I feel so sorry for Candy because, you know, she was truly in that vulnerable, you know, I ain't really making no damn sense, but I'm gonna start crying because I'm just always, there's so much shit going on and I'm getting tired and overwhelmed. That was the cry that she was having, okay? Just emotional and just whatever. He was like, baby, why are you crying? Candy was just like, if you go on 6 months, we are never gonna see each other. And you know what? Todd didn't say, all right, baby, I'm gonna stay. You right. This ain't gonna work, us being apart. He was just like, we'll work something out. And I was like, okay, now see. Todd been having to deal with a lot with that Joyce, okay? I don't know if I would say he's at the spot where Peter is with one foot out the door and the other one in somebody's ass. But this little conversation right here let you know, even with the expression that Todd had, that Todd is, he was feeling a little bit over it at that point, okay? And that he was just like, if I can get the fuck up out of here into a new job in New York, that I just might take it. I hope Candy heeded to that. I don't want to lose your man over no bullshit. Portia goes to talk to her lawyer because I guess she and Cordell cannot really agree on the terms of their divorce. Now, I had always heard that even though they said there was no prenup, that there was a prenup, but I guess there really is no prenup. And because there's no prenup and because they can't really agree on you know, what's what, then you know, they've decided to let the judge make the decision. Now, the lawyer is kind of nervous about it because the lawyer is just like, you know, he didn't say this part, but the fact that she's on the show and making, you know, enough money to live on, definitely on this show. And that was part of Cordell's argument. Like, she's big enough girl. She's got a job. She can take care of herself. She don't need my money no more. The lawyer's kind of feeling like maybe the judge might feel that way as well. Okay, so the lawyer's just like, we need to come up with, you know, a plan here, how this is going to go. And Portia, I quit my job and I was gonna be his wife 100% all the time. It's not fair that I don't have no income, that I was gonna be his wife and I was gonna take care of his kid. Everything I had was put into that marriage. And really, I don't even think you can put a dollar amount on what I used to do in my marriage. The gig is up, okay? I think we all know that Portia was not rich and was not what she tried to tell us she was. I'm sure the family was well off, but rich was not what it was. That's why she's fighting so hard to make sure that she gets some money out of Cordell. And I think the way the divorce went, she seemed to be very happy with the settlement, so she did get something out of the deal. But as far as the show is concerned, they are headed to divorce court. Now, she done invited Candy and Phaedra out to her mansion out in the boondocks somewhere, okay? And when they get there, they all like, well, damn, what the fuck she moved way out here for? You know, she opens the door and she lets them in, and Phaedra's just like, girl, the hell, isn't this the same area that Nene lives in? And she was like, yeah, this is exactly the same neighborhood. And she was like, how far are you away? She's like, literally, like right around the corner. And you know, Phaedra and Kenny was like, what the hell you come way out here for, girl? This is way too damn far. Anyways, y'all, they sitting around shooting the shits or whatever. I don't think the house really has any furniture in it because they stayed in the kitchen pretty much the whole time. But Candy was like, how many square feet is this house? And she said 8,000. And they was like, 8,000? Phaedra said, let me ask you something, stupid. Are you buying this house? No, girl, I'm leasing to buy. Phaedra was like, girl, that's the stupidest shit you'd ever said in your entire life. Why are you leasing this big ass house way out here by yourself? Girl, this is nothing. This is motivation that I can do it. And they was like, girl, the fuck wrong with you? Why would you buy this? Why would you want to buy a house way out here this big? You are a Buckhead girl. Buckhead is the city, is uptown of Atlanta. You know, really nice, affluent area. That's where all the rich folks live in Buckhead. If you're not trying to get out of the city, then you live out Alpharetta and, you know, out further. But anyway, Andy was just like, no, girl, what you do is you get set up in you a nice house, and then you know, do what you gotta do. But you spending all this fucking money for this house is just ridiculous, honey. Portia ain't trying to hear it. She happy in her big ass house, and they both looking at her like, you's about one stupid ass fool. I think we all agree. So Cynthia is having this trunk show for Mallory so the bitch can get up enough money to get the fuck up out her house. Everybody pretty much shows up on time, I guess because it's been so much talk about everybody always being late. So, Cynthia's all flustered, but she's trying to get it together. She's invited all the girls, plus a few other people that, have money that might spend on these damn bracelets. I will say that I thought Kenya looked very nice. I thought Kenya looked beautiful. This is the Kenya that when I thought about her when she was in her Miss America days or Miss Universe, whatever it was, Miss USA, Miss America, she looked nice. Her hair was beautiful in that bun. Her makeup was nice. The dress was really nice against her skin. The red, to me, looks very nice against real dark skin. She looked great. I was just like, whoever the fuck styled her for this scene, she need to stick with that person. Quit fucking around with that other one with that pasty ass shit that they be putting on her. But anyway, girls are there, and everybody's just standing around talking. I thought it was really funny when Mallory was telling Phaedra that she just came to Cynthia's house unannounced because that's what she can do. She's her sister, and that she's got the right to show up whenever she wants to. And Phaedra was just like, oh, okay, well, family and fish is the same. After 3 days, their ass need to be thrown out. I was just like, yes. Who thinks that way? Does anybody out there think that it's okay for you to just show up at your family's house and say you're going to stay there for 2 months? I mean, somebody please tell me. It ain't like Cynthia is not married, okay? And that's what Kenya was saying. Kenya was just like, girl, I mean, you in the house. It's not just Cynthia's house. And, how is it you just going to be there for all that time? Oh, no, my family can't stay that long. And Mallory cut that shit. She was like, first of all, I don't know the fuck who you are. You don't know who the fuck I am, okay? Well, your opinion does not matter here. So what you need to do is not talk to me, okay? Because this ain't what you want. And Kenya was just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it ain't what I want. And I was just like, yeah, Kenya, let's just leave it alone because even though Mallory might be some talk and Kenya might be some talk, let's just not even try to test it to find out. That Mallory I did kind of laugh, though, when Mallory said that. But I was just like, oh, bitch, you funky. I guess Mal said, bitch, keep your $25 damn for your bracelet. You ain't got to buy shit from me. It had then got around the room that Portia moved out there to Nene's neighborhood, but I guess Portia didn't want anybody to tell Nene. Okay, so Candy goes to tell Phaedra and Kenya and everybody, like, don't say nothing about Portia living in the neighborhood. She wants to tell Nene herself. She wants it to be a surprise or whatever. I'm like, fuck, what kind of surprise is that? You show up at Nene's house one night with a bottle like, surprise, I'm here. Why she say that in front of Kenya? Okay, so Nene finally gets there, and immediately Phaedra's up at her and was like, girl, guess what? We was out by your house the other day. One of our friends moved by you. And Nene was like, really, who? And then Kenya, right, like as if that shit was planned, Kenya was like, oh, you mean Portia? Yeah, didn't you know that Portia moved into the same neighborhood as you? And Nene was like, no, I did not know. Okay, but I shouldn't even be surprised because she don't call, she don't text, she only does that shit when she needs somebody. She ain't no real friend. And Nene was mad. I couldn't figure out if she was mad because Portia didn't tell her, or if she was mad because Portia was able to afford to get a house out there, even if the shit is leased, even though it's ridiculous. Like, was Nene feeling like she should be the only one out there? I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying. Nene was feeling some kind of way. I couldn't understand why you would get that mad about it, but whatever. So when Nene finally sees Portia, she was just like, oh, so you moved into my neighborhood and you didn't say nothing. And Portia was just like, who told you? Who told you? Because I just told everybody don't say nothing. Who told you? Because it was going to be a surprise, Nene. No, it was going to be a surprise. And then he was like, bitch, that wasn't going to be no surprise. You don't never call nobody. You don't never answer no text messages. You only call and answer when you need something. But otherwise, you don't never call me. Don't be sitting up here telling me it was going to be a surprise. Damn, Portia went stumbling off somewhere, and Cynthia was like, Nene. Because, Portia can't take that kind of shit. So Portia go down the hallway and Cynthia's like, there. Don't worry about the big old white hair monster out there. She ain't mean nothing by it. And, then Portia's just like, I'm not having a good day. Y'all remember when your kids was little and they would be crying and you don't even really know why. You just be like, what's the matter? You're not having a good day. And then the baby like, you're not having a good day. Portia was like, fuck. Every time I get somewhere, y'all bitches want to cuss me out about something. So I guess Nene was like, oh, Lord. Lord. Like, I did not know this girl was gonna start crying. So she goes back there and she tell her, look, I'm sorry. I didn't really know you was gonna start crying. I wasn't trying to make you cry. I was just saying that, you know, we had already talked and I was supposed to be like a big sister to you. And, you know, I was gonna help you and guide you and, you know, kind of take you under my wing. But you don't never really want to have it, okay? Only when you want to deal with me is when you deal with me. Otherwise, you don't never call. You don't answer calls. You don't text. You don't answer text messages. It's just I feel like it's one-sided, and I'm only saying this to you because I know that you could be a different way. And you know, Portia was just like, it's just that, you know, I'm just used to being the one that always helps everybody, and you know, I just feel so needy right now. That's why she don't want to ask for help. Look, I guess I could kind of understand how she feels. You know, sometimes you be so fucking pitiful all the goddamn time. Every time you talk to somebody, the damn subject comes up of a divorce or whatever, and maybe she just don't feel like all of that. I mean, you know, I'll give her that. I do understand when you be going through shit that you don't feel like talking about it, and you would just as soon not talk to no fucking body. Okay, so I'm gonna let her have that. Okay, today. But you know, all that crying and shit, bitch, I'm gonna need you to grow the fuck up. Okay, you ain't got to be crying every time somebody says some cross words to you. That is it. I want you guys to remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.